15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2018.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offense.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikunle Amosun.
Apostle Suleiman in White empowers over 200 church members with skill in startup finances. Hate speech. Sponsor vows to pressure, removes death penalty from bill. Aid Corps condemns Greece over treason camps for migrants. On business, rice price rises by 29.41% in 2 months. And on sports, Wenger to help Premier League improve VAR. Thanks for joining us on Celebration Television News Desk. I am Akosile Nicholas Walter. I do hope, I trust you had a wonderful weekend. And please stay with us, don't go anywhere, because we're bringing you the details of the news for today after the short break. Welcome back. Now the news in detail. In a society where corruption is said to be at its peak, where it's said that people in high places are self-centered and greedy, a few individuals stand out exhibiting love for others. As noted by persons of high profile, the most effective way of eradicating poverty is through job creation, which is highly made possible by the training of individuals in various trades and equipping them with the necessary finances to start up with. In agreement with these notions, senior pastors of Omega Fire Ministries International, Apostle Johnson and Dr. Lizzie Suleiman, who are devoted to ensuring that people get more productive, are bent on empowering people to be financially free. In September, the couple announced during a church service the initiative to sponsor a skill acquisition program for all interested church members. The skills varies from logistics, catering and event management, cosmetology, web designing, fishery, snail and beekeeping, farming, and a host of them. This initiative kick-started on the 20th of September 2019 at the International Worship Center of Omega Fire Ministries headquarters, Auchi, Edo State, Nigeria, with over 200 participants registering their interests freely. Classes underwent for 2 months, after which an exhibition was slated for Saturday, which saw 10 participants emerge as the best and special prizes given them for being outstanding, while others were presented with certificates of participation. Here's the clip. Watch.
The greatest gift a man can give to anybody is empowerment, gifts of empowerment. And that is what we just got here now.
I'm particularly very happy at our dedication and our desire to fulfill scriptures. You know, most things I see happen in my lifetime, or things I see now, are things I had in mind as a believer while I was growing up as a young Christian. When I come to church, then I see a lot of us, I see a lot of us as brothers who are speaking in tongues, loving God. We love God so much, but there's nothing in our pocket. So we keep going around some pastors, we're going around some brethren, and I was telling myself then, this was around 92, 93, 94, that God, if you ever help me, I know there are going to be brothers like this, sisters like me, who love you, but they can't take care of themselves. What I'll do is I will try to spend, to make sure they get trained, so that as you are dealing with the devil spiritually, he will not deal with you financially. You will be favored. The Lord says, whatsoever the hand findeth to do, Do it with all that mind, for there the Lord commanded his blessing. Be blessed. Be blessed. Be favored. Be blessed. Be favored. I decree the hand of God will be upon you massively.
We,
We are live here at the International Worship Center of Omega Fire Ministries, and this is the grand finale of the skill acquisition training organized by the Restoration Apostle Johnson Suleiman and Dr. Lizzie Johnson Suleiman. Welcome, sir. So can you tell us your name?
My name is Mweke Chisom.
I saw people receiving the cash prize of 250,000 naira from the Restoration Apostle as the best 10 students of this skill acquisition program. Were you among those people?
Yes.
This is the skill acquisition program issued by the Restoration Apostle Johnson and Dr. Lizzie Suleiman. I am Kweta Bellis reporting for Celebration TV. Thank you very much.
Wow, that's quite interesting. Hate speech sponsor bows to pressure and removes death penalty from bill. The sponsor of the controversial hate speech bill, Senior Sabi Abdullahi, has finally bowed to pressure from well-meaning Nigerians as he declared on Sunday that his proposed legislation will be amended to remove death penalty as the maximum punishment for offenders. Abdullahi, who is the Deputy Chief Whip of the Senate, in a statement in Abuja explained that the death by hanging penalty proposed for anyone found culpable of hate speech, which leads to the death of another, would be amended by the Senate when the bill is subjected to legislative impute by the National Assembly. The former spokesperson for the Senate said the bill would undergo some fine-tuning to ensure that the clauses contained in its provision to be passed into law reflects the views of Nigerians. He added that the Senate welcomes contributions and imputes by critics and supporters of the bill. He said such contributions would go a long way towards giving Nigerians the much-awaited light to address the disturbing trend of hate speech. Again, on the local scene, Council Bayelsa Kogi elections, Secondus tells INEC. The national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Uche Secondus, on Thursday called on the Independent National Electoral Commission to cancel the November 16 governorship elections in Kogi and Bayelsa states. He also called on the United Kingdom, United States, and other members of the international community to ban perpetrators of electoral violence in the two states from their countries. He spoke during a media briefing in Abuja. Lastly, from the local scene, CP orders clamp down on environmental traffic offenders. The Lagos State Task Force on Environmental and Special Offences has vowed to go hard on all environmental and traffic law violators in the state. According to the chairman of the agency, Olayinka Egbeyemi, the new commissioner of police in the state, Hakeem Odumosu, gave the directive to the agency, adding that it had become imperative as a way of sanitizing the environment and ensuring the free flow of traffic in the state. He added that the agency had been directed to clear all illegal traders, abandoned vehicles, roadside mechanics, miscreants, motorcyclists, and other constituting environmental nuisance in the state. Agbayemi, who implored all illegal traders and roadside mechanics to vacate immediately, also urged owners of abandoned vehicles to remove them, adding that anyone caught during the enforcement would be severely dealt with in accordance with the law. He noted that with the ongoing road rehabilitation projects across the state, there was an urgent need to create free flow of traffic for motorists by clearing all obstructions on the road. Coming up next is news from the foreign scene. Stay with us.
One mic. One stage.
One night.
The new generation.
Instruments of worship.
A channel to the Father. We must gather
Because
we are grateful.
Jubilee Music and Art Fest. No chains are holding me. It's who I choose to be.
J-Ma,
Triumphant Sisters, we will be there.
I am Marvel Jones International Music Director. This December, Jubilee Music and Art Festival.
You're welcome back now from a foreign scene. Turning points. Berlin begins court after Hong Kong decisive vote. The unprecedented landslide victory of the pre-democracy camp in the Hong Kong District Council election was a slap on the cheek for the city's government, but the violent protests that have roiled the city for nearly 6 months will not stop if authorities continue to ignore citizens' political demands, analysts have said. From the foreign scene again, we have AIDS group condemn Greece over prison camps for migrants. Greece is poised to create prison island camps, says aid groups, amid growing criticism of government plans to overhaul refugee reception centers on Aegean outposts facing Turkey. As the UN Refugee Agency's top official Filippo Grandi prepared this week to fly to Lesbos, where almost 16,000 people are cramped into a single facility, Athens was criticized for adopting legislation in contravention of basic human rights. Disquiet mounted as the center-right administration, which was elected on a tough law and other platform in July, declared that the country, again at the forefront of the migration crisis, had reached its limit, announcing measures to tackle a significant increase in arrivals not seen at such levels since 2015, when nearly 1 million Syrians entered Europe via the eyes. It promised future policies would be defined by deterrence. Under the scheme, closed installations will replace vastly overcrowded open-air camps. Land and sea borders will be reinforced with about 1,200 more guards and extra patrol vessels, and deportations stepped up. Up next is business news as power firms move ownership offshore to protect against labor renationalization. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with the details of our news.
Shout Jesus! Papa, miracles everywhere! He was our crutches. Power! Power!
Welcome to business. Two of the UK's largest power companies have quietly transferred the ownership of their British operations to offshore companies to protect themselves against Labour's plan for renationalisation. National Grid and SSE, which together own Britain's gas and electricity transmission networks, confirmed on Sunday they had created overseas holding companies following Labour's pledge to restore them to state ownership. SSE has put its UK business into a new Swiss holding company, while National Grid has shifted its gas and electricity businesses into subsidiaries in Luxembourg and Hong Kong. The decisions, which follow a similar move by two water companies, are designed to protect their shareholders against any more to buy back the firms without paying what they would consider to be the full market value. In another business news, rice price rises by 29.41% in 2 months. Price of rice, a staple consumed during festivities in Nigeria, has risen by over 29.41% since July, along with other foodstuffs. This is even as Christmas is just a few weeks away. Before August 28, when the Nigerian Customs Service closed the borders against her neighbors, the price of rice was 17,000 naira per 50 kilogram bag, having risen from 14,000 naira a few months before. Currently, the price of foreign parboiled rice has gone up to between 22,000 naira and 30,000 naira, findings by our correspondents have shown. Also, the price of local rice that is positioned to replace foreign ones on Nigeria's dietary palette has also gone up. It was gathered that the local rice at most was being sold for 20,000 naira per 50 kg bag and 16,000 naira per 50 kg. Coming up next is sports as winger to help Premier League improve VAR. Don't go anywhere.
Jesus! Papa, miracles everywhere! He was on crutches! Power! Power!
And on sports news, the Premier League are ready to turn to Arsene Wenger to help improve the standards of VAR. Legendary Arsenal manager Wenger was named as FIFA's new chief of global football development earlier this month. The Frenchman is also on the international FA Bus football and technical advisory panels, which make changes to the laws of the game and look at ways to improve football through its rules. The next meeting of IFAB is on December 3rd in Belfast, with Wenger scheduled to be there. As such, Mike Riley, who is the head of Referees Professional Game Match Officials Limited, is looking forward to talking to Wenger to see how VAR can be made better. Still on sports, sorry to copy Zidane on Ronaldo handling. To pick up the pieces with Cristiano Ronaldo and get the most out of him, Maurizio Sarri would intend to take Zinedine Zidane as an example. Very rarely injured during his illustrious career, Cristiano Ronaldo is currently dealing with a knee problem, and the former Chelsea and Napoli coach seemed to have an idea on how to recover the real Ronaldo. According to Gazzetta dello Sport, the Bianconero coach would like to convince the Portuguese phenomenon that the best solution for him would be to agree to rest a few times and thus not feature in some matches. This is exactly what Zinedine Zidane managed to do when he managed Ronaldo during his time at Real Madrid, and the results proved him right, with the Los Blancos winning 3 consecutive Champions League titles and Ronaldo playing an instrumental role in these successes with his incredible goal-scoring record at the Santiago Bernabeu. Lastly on sports, Ndidi Osime Chukwueze Oshoala nominated for CAF Awards. Confederation of African Football has shortlisted Nigeria's Odion Ighalo, Victor Osimhen and Wilfred Ndidi for his 2019 Men Footballer of the Year award. The trio were nominated alongside Mohamed Salah of Egypt, Senegal's Sadio Mane, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang of Gabon, and 24 others in a list released by CAF on Sunday. In the Women's Player of the Year category, 3-time winner Asisat Oshoala and fellow compatriot Uchenna Kanu were nominated. Also, Super Falcons goalkeeper Chidinma Nadozie, who was impressive at the 2019 Women's World Cup in France, secured a spot in the list alongside 6 others. And that has brought us to the end of the news on Celebration Television News Desk. In case you're just joining us, here's the recap of the news headlines. Apostle Suleiman and wife empowers over 200 church members with skill in startup finances. Hate speech sponsor bows to pressure, removes death penalty from bill. 8 groups condemn Greece over prison camps for migrants. And on business, rice price rises by 29.41% in 2 months. And on sports, winger to help Premier League improve VAR. And you can follow us on our social media pages on Facebook, Celebration TV, Instagram, My Celebration TV, Twitter at My Celebration TV, and on YouTube, www.youtube.com/Celebration TV. Thank you once again for joining us. I am Akosile Nicholas Walter. Do have a blessed week ahead. To 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2018.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offence.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor Ibikunle Amosun